In the beginning, it was more everything from the outside. I want to look good. Girls and all that kind of stuff comes in, of course.
In your
And
teenage years,
teenage years, very rebel.
yeah.
But yeah, it was of course very nice. But there was a turning point for me that I got some hyperventilation complaints during some panic attacks, and that was for me the big reason to go searching for.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the OnBrand Podcast. My name is Angel, and as you can see, we are talking in English today because we have a very special episode. Today, we are joined by Coach Jos. Both James and I have trained with him before. I think we did around a year of sessions. And both of us love to work out. We do it consistently. It's something that we are both passionate about. And who else to share that knowledge with you guys today than a person that taught us the knowledge? How are you, Yas? How are you
Very
doing
good.
today?
Thank you for your invite, guys.
Of course, of
Nice to be
course.
here. Yeah.
Yes. I would like to start from the beginning. I would like you to introduce yourself to the people watching and listening, and then we're gonna start the conversation. So, who are you, Jos?
My name is Coach Jos.
Yeah.
I think who I am is during this podcast, maybe it gets more clearer. But what I do is coaching and training, and I do that with a different tool set. And later on, we're going to talk more about it, what the tool set is. But I do it for 15 years. I think I do it because I want to make people happy. And I love to work with people. I love to be social. And I love sports.
Yeah.
So I do it from since I was a child.
Yeah.
Started lifting weights when I was 15. Fell in love with it. Played tennis, played soccer. I do everything what is combined with sports.
So
and
you were
people.
always very active, like
Always
as a
was very
child.
active, overactive. So my mom kicked me out of the house, say, let's go do something because your energy needs to go
Yeah.
somewhere else. So I think that was for me a big relief that I can give my energy on the tennis court or in the gym. And of course, working on my health came later. But first it was fun and playful, of course. And later on, it shifted to more wellness and fitness and helping people. But that's also during my own journey that I was searching for health and, of course, for happiness. You're young, you're in your puberty, and you're struggling with things. And for me, it was a big reason to start getting into fitness and more searching for how can I feel better and et cetera, et cetera.
What became the turning point where it became a profession for you? Because it's something that you grew up doing already, but did something happen or did you experience something where you figured out that this is my maybe my purpose?
Yeah, for sure. I think in the beginning it was more everything from the outside. I want to look good. Girls and all that kind of stuff comes in, of course.
In your
And
teenage years.
teenage
yeah.
years, very rebel.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was of course very nice. But there was a turning point for me that I got some hyperventilation complaints during some panic attacks, and that was for me the big reason to go searching for peace and quiet. How can I find that back? Because I was young and I didn't know what was going on with me. So I was very misunderstanding myself. I didn't have trust in my body, didn't have trust in myself. And then I made the step. So, okay, how can I change this and get well and get better? And then for me, it shifted very to looking things more in a holistic way.
Yeah.
How is my brain working? How is my nerve system working? Or my hormonal balance? And that was for me a big turning point in the way that I was treating myself, but also how I was treating my clients. Very open-minded, looking at from different angles, and that shifted really like my lifestyle. So that was a big turning point. Yeah.
I know you to be someone that's very knowledge based as well. You've
Yeah,
studied a bunch of degrees to
yeah,
get where you are right now.
yeah.
How do you, or what did you study? And
Hmm.
how do you combine that with your more holistic, more open minded way of
Yeah,
seeing things?
yeah,
Especially with the fitness world being
yeah,
very like demanding on certain things that you have to follow.
yeah. It started with like a sport academic, like
Mhm.
a regular education about coaching and training and nutrition. Very basic, everything. But uh, of course, when my hyperventilation and panic attack started, I came across an education that's called personal hormonal profiling.
Mhm.
That's based on yeah, see how your hormonal balance is, and based on that, give instructions about lifestyle, nutrition, supplements, and training. Um, that was for me. I use it still every day
Mhm.
because hormones. You know that as a woman, but as men, we
Mhm.
know that also that hormones they talk to us consistently. They say like how we feel, how we act, how we
Mhm.
think, and that I still use every day. And with that, you can check somebody's hormonal balance.
Mhm.
Like maybe your testosterone is low, and your estrogen is high. And that takes also your cortisol high. So if you balance your testosterone with your estrogen and your
Mhm.
insulin, you can balance your physically, but also your mentally. You're
Mhm.
gonna act different. You're gonna talk different. You're gonna have a increased libido. That's all signs that your body are giving. How's your energy? Uh, how's your sleep? How's your sex drive? That's all. That says a lot about a person. You
Mhm.
know how he's
Mhm.
balanced. If he's not well balanced, he will have a low energy, a low sex drive, a bad mental state, a bad sleep, and the opposite is of course somebody with a high testosterone, low cortisol, is very energy driven, very ambitious, very high sex drive, and
Mhm.
muscular of course can also be, but doesn't have to. So that is what hormones tell us.
Mhm.
So and with that I started working, and of course I first treated myself with it, and that helped me so much. And with that I treated other people, and
Mhm.
I do that now already since 10 years. That's one education, and with that followed a lot of things in coaching, in supplements, of course special training methods,
Mhm.
strength training, kettlebell training, sledge training. So I started to do very specific stuff to get
Mhm.
people very fast from where they are to where they want to be.
Yeah. And that's, I think that's also a combination of doing both the physical journey and
Yeah,
the mental journey.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How in your way of coaching clients do you go about that? Do
Yeah.
you start to focus on the fitness first and see where they're at, or do you combine the two? Like how does it look like?
Yeah. Now, first, the intake already says it all. Like, if I do a very good conversation with people, you can immediately see and feel where somebody is in his
Mhm.
life with the right questions. And from there, I started doing some measurements. So the personal hormonal profiling measurement, I do an omega ratio test that
Mhm.
really sees like, hey, how much omega-3 I have and how's the balance with the six. I do some physical tests,
Mhm.
but the talks are the most important because in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, I can very fast see what somebody wants and where they are now and where they
Mhm.
want to be.
Yeah.
And that is mostly the most important thing, because if somebody can be very honest with you and say, listen, this is my problem,
Mhm.
this is what I have, and this is where I want to be, then you have a really clear vision of that person, and then you can really good work with it. But a lot of people in the beginning, they're a little bit holding back,
Mhm.
and
A little
they're
bit
a
shy,
little bit
reserved.
shy, or
Yeah.
yeah, the trust has to build, and then maybe yeah, the goals are now very clear, and that's
Mhm.
the most important thing, and that's really what I want to know. Hey, listen, where you are now, your past doesn't define your future.
Yeah.
It's where you are now and where you want to be, and I can help you with that. And for that, it's trust. And
Why do you think people aren't honest right at the beginning about that though? Because I think that also can save you time and them to get
yeah,
to
yeah,
where they
of
want to
course, yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah. In the beginning, when I started just giving trainings and stuff, I was maybe young and also maybe too sweet. So and not so direct. Like, so I let it go and we'll see. But now it's like,
Straight to
hey,
the point.
yes,
Yeah.
we're not wasting time here. We don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. You want something, I can help you. And with that, people are getting more trust. They
Yeah.
say like, okay, this guy, he really
He's
wants to help me
serious
and he's
about, yeah.
serious, and so that was for me also a very big shift. So the mental part is mind. I will say mind over body. So the mental part is the way most important thing to start, and then we're gonna look, okay, who's behind that mental state, and yeah, that's the way I approach it. Yeah,
You said as well that you do coaching on the
yeah,
side.
yeah.
What do you coach people on?
I call it high performance coaching. So it's basically getting somebody better than where he already is. So um, you here for sure in the Western world, people want to perform. They need to perform. They have a job or two, they have a study, they have a child, they have a household. So they're performing already on a very high level.
Yeah, there's more responsibilities that they need to
Yeah,
fulfill in a
yeah.
day.
It's a fast life here, and you need to perform constantly on a high level. Otherwise, yeah, uh, you'll get stressed
Burnout,
out, burned out, all the
depression, yeah.
complaints that we see now at the moment. So the high performance coaching is basically see like, hey, I want to make you perform better. And for that, I have to see what kind of tools I'm going to use for the person. That depends. So sometimes somebody just needs to read a book that is completely for him or her. But for the other one, I give him some more sleep or some nutrition, or it's a combination. So it very depends on the person that I have in front of me.
Yeah.
But that is what coaching is, I think. It's seeing the person in front of you, and he wants to get some, or he or her wants to get somewhere,
Accessing what their needs are and
and I'm
kind
there
of
to
personalize it. Yeah.
guide them to that point.
Yeah.
And but I think the most important thing of the coaching is to see where somebody is right now, and define that very good, and then you can help the person very good. But yeah, you need to have that clear, who's in front of you,
Yeah.
and work with that. Yeah,
And how has that tool helped you in your own personal life, with your work, with your relationships,
yeah,
hobbies that you have on the side?
yeah. Yeah, the coaching starts, I think, with yourself
Yeah.
first. If I always said something, and I have it on a cup of coffee, and I drink it every morning. It says, "Fix yourself first." You can't fix other people if you can't fix yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, it all started with myself first. I did every thing that I learned, or for everything that I read. I first experimented on myself. So it's the hormonal balance, or with some supplements, or some meditation, or cold bath, of cold showers, or reading. I everything treated on myself first, and then I started to see if I can help clients with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely my life improved on very very many ways, and of course nothing is perfect, but yeah, it doesn't have to be. But
No.
yeah,
And I think we're all trying to figure out what works and what doesn't anyway.
yeah,
And you're going to go through life having to experiment, try again, fail, or improve as you go with whatever you try.
yeah, yeah.
What have you tried that has significantly changed your life?
I think it's supplements, and I always was eating properly, right? And I have to say with supplements also the
Yeah.
nutrition, because if we see how our body is as a human being, we have like 200 cells in our body, and they all need proper food. So our nerve cells, our brain cells, etc., etc. So if you can imagine that every cell needs to work proper and needs the good nutrition, and we don't give it that proper nutrition and that proper treatments, yeah, some parts are gonna fall down. So that's why we see now in this society, we see so many problems, because we are eating more and more processed
Processed foods,
foods,
yeah.
processed foods, and it contains all kind of bad nutritions, and it has less good nutritions. So the balance is very off, and there we come with that omega 3 to 6 ratio. There's too less omega 3, what keeps the cell membrane supple, like good, relaxed, so the bad stuff can go out, but the good nutritions can go in, and that keeps the inflammation low.
Yeah.
And now we see too much omega-6, what keeps the cell membrane stiff, so the nutrition cannot go in, but also the bad stuff cannot go out. So
Yeah.
we see high inflammation problems here, like Alzheimer, but also MS, like gut diseases, all kinds of stuff we see so much now, but also too less omega-3 gives like complaints like burnout, stress, but also anxiety.
Yeah.
So all those kinds of problems we see now more and more and more, and it's a trend.
Yeah.
Because the nutrition is worse, and the what we say the prickles, like the all the things that we have to do are increasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, we know it. We all are here following our dreams, and with that comes a lot of energy and a lot
Yeah.
of work and hard work, and for that we need to fuel ourselves way better than we did before. So
Yeah.
the supplements, that is what a little bit changed, like my thing from being good till very good. Like
Yeah.
my energy is like constantly very good. My sleep is good. So with the supplements, that is something that increased very good.
But the question is then, how does someone, let's say me, for example, that does a lot of things on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, how can we optimize then the way that we eat
Yeah,
with the nutrition that we take in while having such a busy schedule?
yeah.
Is it that we need to take stuff off? If it does
Yeah.
it mean we need to plan better?
No.
How would you
Yeah,
recommend that to
the
someone?
base is nutrition, and I think I eat because I want to be happy. So a lot of people, I think, eat because they want to look better, or I eat because I want to be happy. I want to be energized. I want to be, and if you are gonna eat based on that, you will have to change some radical things in your diet.
Yeah.
For instance, we cannot absorb everything at the same time. With that, I mean like carbs and proteins and fats, they all digest different. Like carbs digest in your mouth with speeksel. I don't know how to say.
Spit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. That's why we have it. That's why we have teeth, so we have to chew on it. But proteins, they digest in your stomach with stomach acid. So, and if we combine that with each other, like a sandwich with ham and cheese, like eggs, like proteins, fats, and carbs, that digestion is giving more problems. So if we do that long enough, your stomach acid changed, but also the digesting in your mouth. And that's why we see that people eat, but they're still under, they don't get any nutrition from it because it doesn't digest properly. It doesn't come in your blood. So for that, you need to change your whole way of eating. So like eat your carbs separate from your proteins, or like eat a salad, but don't add bread with it, or eat some meats or some fish and some veggies or some nuts, but don't do like heavy pastas, heavy nasi's, heavy breads with all kinds of stuff in it, because the digesting is shitty.
Yeah.
So if you start doing that, you will give rest to your stomach and to your gut, your second brain. Your second brain is here. And from there, you will feel better. You get more energized. But also your second brain, that's also where your neurotransmitters are. So your dopamine and your serotonin system. And your serotonin system regulates mood, anxiety, energy, and stuff. So if everything is good here, mostly it's good in your whole body.
Yeah.
Because there's a nerve going here. There's the nervus vagus. That's a nerve going to your brain that gives all kinds of signals. If it's stuck or like gives problems, you will get problems in your head just from the not proper food.
Yeah.
So it's all combined with each other. And if you just start eating differently, give this a little bit more rest and more peaceful way of eating, then you will get better very fast.
So you don't believe in cheat days at all either?
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah?
Treat yourself 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days. That's like The Rock says it always: treat yourself, not
Yeah.
cheat yourself. And I believe in that. And yes, of course, because food is also happiness.
Yep.
And and it
Yeah.
needs to be also
Enjoyable. Yeah.
enjoyable. So you cannot eat like
While following a
365,
strict, yeah.
365 like that. That's not what I mean or what I do. But I think you need to know which period in your life are you in.
Yeah.
What do you need to do for that? So, for instance, I'm now going through tennis competitions, and it's not an amateur level, but I approach it like professional. So I'm starting eating differently. I'm starting to get cold showers, meditation, and I see that I'm improving then. But if that's done, I relax again. I eat some more carbs. I need some more pizzas, and I stop doing cold showers because then it's for me it's done.
Yeah.
And then in a certain time I start over it again. So I think if you have a period in your life that you need to, like, okay, I need to get some shit done, and I need to give energy and power. Okay, start living towards that.
Yeah.
Okay, and if
good.
you're a little bit more relaxed and you're done with that, okay, chill out,
Yeah.
get some rest, and eat some
Allow
nice
yourself to get a break in between
breaks.
following a strict diet or a
Yeah.
strict routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's also from the book that I read, The One Thing from Gary Keller. This is a very good book. It's crazy. And the guy talks about like that you cannot have discipline constantly.
Yeah.
Discipline is like a battery. You know, you have discipline, and I feel that also, and probably you feel that also. Like you have discipline for a period of time, you know, like, and he says it's around 66 days. Just you can give everything, and after that, it's like going
There's a
down,
downfall. Yeah.
downfall,
Yeah.
and that is the moment that you need to it needs to be done. So I try to do things in periods, like heavy, so very intense, everything or nothing. So, and after that, for me, it's a rest
A
period.
break and then go start again.
Yeah, and then
Do you think that's different for, because now that you mentioned that, I noticed as well that I went from having a few really good weeks to then plummeting and becomes a shit show and nothing works well. Do you think it's different based on gender as well? So for women and men, because the cycles are also different.
yeah, of course. In the base, of course, we are the same, but we have different hormonal system. It's also due muscle mass and testosterone. Women have a high estrogen, and estrogen, of course, gives other like character things than a high testosterone or a low testosterone. So yes, there's a difference, but in the core, the things are the same. But you need to adjust for which person you are.
Yeah.
So I think in the moment that, for instance, I take the period as a thing, like 3 weeks, you have no cravings to sugar, maybe, and in that 1 week in front, before you getting your period, you get a high sugar craving. Yeah, then you need to get more sugar, get more carbs, because your body is telling
Just
it
asking for it as
for
well.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna switch over now to a little bit more about fitness.
Yeah.
You've trained both Dream and I before, and we both have as a goal gaining muscle strength training, weightlifting. Can you run us through the basics of where someone should start if they're beginner?
Yeah. The same, the basis for everybody, same strength is for longevity and for energy and creating, of course, a body more muscular. Strength training is the base. It's very safe. Somebody can do it already very quick and easy on their own. So strength training is the base, and then of course the compound exercises. And with that, I mean like exercises that use a lot of muscles in one time. So with barbells, with dumbbells, or with kettlebells. Preferring, if you want to create more muscle mass, dumbbells and barbells, because you can go heavy. So the basic exercise are the most important thing: the squats, the deadlifts, the benches. But that, because that is a compound exercise that uses a lot of muscle fibers at once. Now that's the start. That's really the base. If you dig a little bit deeper, if you want to do it more specific and faster, you should adjust your tempo, your sets, your reps, and your rest time to the person that you are. So, for
Okay.
instance, women have to train a little bit more different than men in reps, sets, and tempo, and in rest. but it depends also how your hormonal balance is. So for me, instantly, I'm a high cortisol person, always in the fight flight stance. I need to do low reps because I don't want to put more stress on my body. So I need to take the put the stress low. So that means low reps with a high time on attention.
And
So
what about your sets and your rest time then?
yeah,
How does that look
yeah.
like?
So a high rest time because I want to keep the cortisol low. But intensity has to be short and intense. So for instance, 2 to 5 reps, yeah, with a high weight because that creates more muscle mass, and then with a long rest time. So like for instance, 2 minutes. That keeps your cortisol low and that brings your testosterone high.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with training. The training, you create some overload. You want to create an overload in a short period of time. So the best time to train is like between 20 and 50 minutes, not more. Then your
20 and 50 minutes.
yeah, 20 and
Okay.
50 minutes. Your cortisol is at lowest and then your testosterone is on your highest.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very good range to train in. And for girls, it changes a little bit for the person that, but mostly a little bit higher reps, like 12, 15, 20, heavy weights, a little bit slower tempo. They create a good body with that. But that's more like if I have to work with somebody in front of me, but that's a
know
little bit,
the
if
specifics,
somebody's
yeah.
listening from like, okay, that's a little bit a range to train in. Yeah.
Okay. And what does the ideal, or how would you say the ideal routine should look like? So starting from pre-workout through working out 20 to 50 minutes and after. What should you be drinking? What should you be eating?
Yeah.
How should you be working out and during the
Yeah, yeah.
week? How does that look like?
Um,
Oh, and do you believe in supplements like pre-workout and creatine?
nah, I don't believe in pre-workouts because it contains so much caffeine that you mostly get a very high peak, and with high peaks you get also very low lows.
Yeah.
So I believe in creating that energy more natural, and of course you can change that with some other supplements that are changing more something internally and not for like a short period of time, but for a longer period of time. But for that to start, like, okay, what is then how can you have good energy with training during with do food? I believe in a very good, and that's very Dutch. This is a kwark,
Yeah.
a kwark with some like you have the whipped cream that comes out of that, but before that you have like fat of that. It's just milk fat. It's cow fat, and you pour that in your quark because it's high fats, and high fats are very good. And that we talked at the beginning is very good for your energy because 1 gram of carb and 1 gram of fats give more energy than carbs. So everyone says, I need to eat a lot of carbs to get energy. No, you don't. You need fats. Fats are way better and digest better and have also very better nutritions and minerals and vitamins and that kind of stuff. So some good proteins with some good fats, and of course some fish oil. That's one of the most important things that people miss in this period. People eat less fish, and that's and some coffee. A good
coffee.
espresso to
Yeah.
kick that caffeine a little bit up, but not too high, and then you have the perfect pre-workout.
Yeah. Okay.
Then a good strength training. I love lifting some heavy squats or some heavy deadlifts. Very short. Sometimes I train 20 minutes, not more, but intensity is very high. And the after that depends on what you want. If you want to stay lean, have some post workout, eat some proteins and some fats. But if you want to get a little bit more muscular, you can include some carbs.
Okay.
Some rice or some good sweet potato or something else. But that depends on your goal. So, and of course, some good sleep,
Yeah.
some siesta, some power
Siesta.
naps.
Yep. Yep.
They're the best to gain muscle. A power nap, sleep, get your nerve system down, your hormonal balance better. Some sleep is very important.
You take naps daily?
I take the naps daily, but now at the moment I'm a little bit
Yep. Yeah.
doing a lot of stuff, but my energy is super good. So that depends also which the place you are in your life. At the moment I don't take much power naps, but before I did it a lot. But at the moment I am high in energy. I sleep good, and I feel that I don't need it that much. I take cold showers. I do meditation daily. That I already do for a while, and that brings me so much.
Does that
So
happen for you in the morning and in the
I
evening?
do one of each both. So or I do a cold shower in the morning, or the meditation, or I switch it around.
Okay.
But I do it daily, and beside that, and that's also the thing with the coaching. I do journaling. That can be very helpful to write off your to write gratitude journal, to write good things that give you positive energy. And on the other side, this is a little bit brain vomiting. That's like write all the
Get
shit,
everything out of
brain
your
vomit,
head.
like
Yeah.
puke all the shit out. And the combination with that, with the meditation and the cold showers and the nutrition and the sporting and the good sleep, and of course having a good purpose in your life, is bringing me the energy that I need. And I think for everyone, if everybody would live a little bit of that lifestyle, maybe not 100%, then I think people can increase their happiness and their health already with so much. So
Yeah. I think that's a very good way of ending the episode as well, with a very good message from Coach Jos. What is the last piece of advice you would give to the listeners and the watchers before we leave?
um, I think the most important thing is to be happy, because without happiness there is nothing. And I think there's a lot of people. But a lot of people are striving for better, for more. But I think it's good to see what you have now at the moment and be grateful for it, and yeah, be happy. That's the most important message.
Yeah. Okay. Where can people find you?
CoachJos.nl, and my Instagram is Coach Jos, and that's how you can find me.
You can find the links in the description box below, where we'll be posting it online as well. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, feel inspired to start living a healthier life as well. If you want to take come in contact with Yos, you can find this description, everything in the description box, and follow us on our socials as well. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye.